Mic is on now. I was muted earlier. Y'all wasn't able to hear any of the stuff that I was saying. So I'm going to give it a second to allow a couple of people to come back in the room. And then I'm going to go back into what we're doing. I'm going to tell you what we're talking about. So apparently, not allegedly, but apparently, and it has been found out with no doubt about this, the Ku Klux Klan has been being funded by liberal organizations. So basically, because racism doesn't exist enough in America the way they want us to believe it does, they pay the Ku Klux Klan and other organizations to go do racism against people of color so they could then talk about how racist America is. These people are crazy, man. I don't know how to explain this to you. What's up, man? These people are crazy, fam. They're crazy. You know how I've been telling y'all for the longest? We got to step away from this whole racism thing. We have to step away from this seeing everything through the scope of racism. Like, we have to remove ourselves from that. We're never going to be able to grow as a people if every single idea, concept, in whatever it is, has to be sifted and filtered through racism. We're never going to do any better. If racism really was a thing, how can Obama become president? That right there is proof that America is not as racist as people make it out to be. Now, I just want to be clear about something, and then I'm going to go into what we're talking about. I don't think there is anything that you could do to separate black people from the Democratic Party. I don't think there's a thing. The Democratic Party is paying white people to be racist against black people. And black people are still not going to leave the Democratic Party. They're slaves. For everybody that don't get it, it has been released by our federal government that basically a liberal organization has been funding the KKK. And one of the things that they funded them to go do was, I think it's Charlestown or whatever that was that happened in Philadelphia, when they wanted to remove the statue of a Confederate general. And then there's a lot of people that did not want the statue removed. At this point, I don't know if all of those people was paid for or not, but I'm pretty sure there were some regular citizens that wanted to keep that legacy alive for whatever reason is. Now, I'm going to tell you my position on this. SLPC, something like that. Hold on, I'll tell you in a second. You wouldn't know it. Like, you wouldn't know it. You wouldn't know it. Like, for me to stand here and be like, it's these guys, it's so, you wouldn't know the organization. It's a shadow group. You wouldn't know them. It's like SLPC, something like that is their initials. Hold on, I just Googled this shit. I keep forgetting that this phone right here is new, so I don't have nothing on it. Organization that the government is saying is a liberal organization that has been funding the KKK. They're called Southern Poverty Law Center. It's like a law firm, I guess. Southern Poverty Law Center, SPLC. Based on the information from October 2026, the Department of Justice indicted. They've been indicted. The Southern Poverty Law Center, a prominent civil rights organization, often described as left-leaning, on federal fraud charges, alleging it secretly funneled over $3 million in donor money to leaders of extremist groups, including the KKK. Help you out, nut? Help you out some? So they are a just so we can be clear, they fight for the rights of minorities. They fight for the rights of black people. They fight for the rights of whoever the hell that ain't white. And at the whole time, they're paying people to go attack the same people that they're allegedly fighting for. I'm going to tell you what I believe is happening in the world right now. This is all biblical prophecy, fam. I promise you. This is all prophecy. So it's some of y'all that we love that can't wake up because it's just deemed that you cannot wake up. It's been already written in the book of life that this is what you're going to be. Everyone, good morning, everyone does not go to the promised land. That's a lie. Half of y'all don't even believe in Jesus, which is insane. I don't even know how you can walk around not believing in Jesus. But that's a whole nother conversation. In any regard, this organization, that's a civil rights organization, has been paying people to do racist acts throughout America. People died at that Charlestown situation. There was a person drove through with the car and ran like a whole bunch of people over. People died there. And this is the main thing that I want to point out. How many times do they bring up that Charlestown situation that they created? They paid for the freaking people to go there and be belligerent. They paid for the people to show up and be racist. They paid for this. But they keep blaming it on Trump. How do you trust them? How do you trust them? They've been, for how many years have they been saying this is Trump's did this, Trump did that, and now we go to find out that a black organization actually did it? I don't have the picture right now because it's in the phone that I'm streaming from, but I seen that, like, their office. All of these people, almost all of them are black, or probably some kind of Spanish. They're paying people to keep racism alive. They're paying people to think that white people are bad. Now, are they bad white people? Yeah, there's bad black people. There's bad people of every race, every gender. There's only two genders. I got a question. If there's more than one gender, why when people go to the doctor, do they only try to get changed into a male or a female? That's my question. There's more than one gender, but whenever somebody go get gender reassignment surgery, there's only two choices. Explain that to me. I'm listening. Y'all out here paying attention to people with mental health problems. And then when a person like me come, and remember, I've been saying almost all of this for years. We got it on the page. All of this stuff that's coming out, I've been telling y'all this for years. And what happens? I be out here, I be talking, some weirdo will come up and say I don't know what I'm talking about. Or I be on my chat and I'm talking and somebody will pop up in the chat and talk about I'm a coon. Nigga, I'm not a coon. I just know what's going on and you don't. We should love people, right? Even if, good morning. We should love people. Period. People. That's it. That's what we should be doing. All this other shit, part of my language, all this other stuff, where you got individuals trying to pit you against other people. What's wrong with y'all? I want to be clear about this. I don't want there to be no misunderstanding. I want this to be completely clear. The majority of the acts of racism that have been committed in America in the last couple of years have been being paid for by organizations. And half of the people committing these acts against blacks or against whoever don't even care enough to be racist. They just want to get paid. That's it. They just trying to get paid. They not even racist. I'm gonna give you a perfect example. How many of y'all, morning my brother, how many of y'all, if somebody came up to you, how many of y'all know a person that if somebody came up to them and was like, yo, I give you $500 to stand on this corner and shout racist shit at white people for 3 hours. How many of y'all know people that's gonna do that? I give you $100, you stand on that corner right there and you shout racist shit at that group of people right there. How many of y'all know people that are word? That's all I gotta do? The level of correct that I am in many, first of all, shout out to the Most High, glory be to God, Jesus is King. None of this is me. There is nothing on this earth that I do that's me. So even if, for whatever the reason is, I just keep talking and I don't say this is from Jesus, it's from Jesus. There's nothing that I do that's me. Nothing. I attach every single action that I have to the Lord. When you attack me, you attack God. Morning. All right? Just so we can be clear, that's how I operate. I attach everything that I do to the Lord. Everything. I pray on everything. So when I tell you that we are not supposed to hate people based on their color and their race or their gender, I can confidently say that. And when I also say, when a organization that's supposed to be a liberal organization is paying people to harass the individuals that they're supposed to be advocating for, that's just evil. How many times have we heard people throw these situations up and say, I'm not even a big Trump fan, just so we could be clear. I'm not really a big fan of his. But everything that he is doing, I'm going to tell you what Trump is doing for 1 second. He's just listening to whatever the people say that they want. Whatever the people say that they want, Trump jump on board with. Because all Trump is doing is making the people hate the Democrats. That's it. He's not doing anything else. He's making the people hate the Democrats. So anytime the people say they want something, Trump go do it. And what do the Democrats do? They're going to pull up and hate it. Every time. Tell me where the lie's at. So if Trump want to save those people, or if Trump want to do some good to those people, or if Trump want to do some good over here, the Democrats are always going to find a reason why it's a bad idea. He shouldn't do it. And not just that, anybody that agrees with him is a Nazi. That's all he's doing. He's cooking them. He's letting them cook themselves. Hold on. Did y'all find out what happened in Virginia? So for everybody that don't know, the Democrats already know that they're going to lose a lot of seats in the midterm. They already know it. Everybody knows it. I know it. Well, the elected Democrats know it. The voters, y'all think everything is gravy. It ain't. So what the Democrats want to do is the Democrats want to create more. It's like they lost a lot of their base. They lost a lot of their base. So since they have less people that's going to vote for them, they do this thing called gerrymandering, where they take areas where there's big support and they try to take areas where they have no support and then make those in the same area. So now the people that were never going to vote for them, it don't matter because they're in a district where they're getting outvoted at. That's basically what gerrymandering is, just so we can move on. So in Virginia, they decided to do a gerrymandering so they could get more seats in Virginia. Virginia is the most even state. It has 5 Republican seats. It has 4 Democratic seats. It's not like, it's the most even state. There is no state more even or fair than Virginia. So they hold this election. Good morning. So they hold this election. The Democrats end up winning. But hold on, before we go any further, the Democrats was losing. And then all of a sudden, everybody had to leave, or there was like a break, or it got late. And then all of a sudden, like 60,000 votes came out of nowhere. Like these guys. These guys are crazy. It's like they know they can't win unless they cheat. They know it. Anyway, so like 60,000 votes came out of nowhere. Democrats end up winning. Whole place get gerrymandered. Now all of a sudden, Democrats got like 10 seats. Republicans got like 1 seat. But hold on. The court said it's illegal. They didn't even have the right to do a vote. You understand what I'm saying? Like, there wasn't even a right to do a vote. Like, they couldn't even hold an election, holding a vote. Like, that was, they couldn't do that part. Every single thing that the Democrats did involved in that situation was against policy, was wrong. It was not lawful, basically. What factually, it was not lawful. So it all got called back. And the funniest part about all of this is your man Hakeem Jeffries was like, F around and find out. The Republicans this, the Republicans that. F around and find out. You know what I want the Republicans to do? I want the Republicans to gerrymander every freaking state that they can. I don't want to see another Democrat hold any position of authority at all until we get all of the ones at the top out and we get some new Democrats in. There's a ton of Democrats that are local and they're good politicians. And y'all don't pay them no attention because they don't toe the line. There's a ton of good Democratic representatives in our communities. There's a ton, oh, he has a safe call like my peoples. There's a ton of good Democrats, but they local. They can't make it up because in order for them to go up, then they have to do this tricky shit, do that other tricky stuff. They got to do things that might go against their moral character in order for them to go higher. Y'all got to start voting for them. Y'all voting for all of the weirdos. Y'all voting for all of the sex people that's doing why almost every Democrat is in trouble for some kind of sexual advances on people who didn't want it. But y'all keep voting for these people. Just so we could be clear, Democrats have actual people who are saying, I was a victim. The people who are y'all saying Trump did stuff to is saying Trump didn't do anything. But y'all won't get off of that. But y'all also won't go towards the people that's saying, we need help. That politician did this. That politician did that. Y'all won't help those people because they're not saying Trump. Y'all won't help them. They can't get any help. So I don't want to hear no fake outrage. I don't want to hear no fake caring. Y'all don't care. Y'all just want to get your way. That's it. They were paying people to keep racism alive. Morning, gentlemen. They were paying people to keep racism alive, and they're the people that's supposed to be advocating for the people that are experiencing racism. That's insane. That's bananas, fam. But I already told y'all this. This ain't nothing new. I told y'all about this years ago. I said, yo, look, y'all keep acting like the Democrats, pardon me, y'all keep acting like the Republicans is doing this and this and that. I was like, I don't think it's the Republicans. I think the Democrats are the racist ones. I know a lot of white people. I barely ever hear them discuss race. Like I can't remember the last time I was with a Caucasian person and we discussed race. I can't remember. But with a black person, every conversation is about race. Every freaking conversation. Everything. That shit is tiring. That shit's exhausting. That's exhausting, fam. Like, we gotta do better. Good morning. Everything ain't racist. Some of y'all just terrible people that don't nobody want to be around. That's it. That's it. Some of y'all don't know how to act when y'all go in public. That's it. That's it. That's all. A lot of this stuff y'all call racism ain't racism. Y'all just don't have any home training. I remember being a child, not even just being a child, but like, you know, late teens, early 20s, and the way you carried yourself was indicative of what kind of parents you had. You didn't just come outside and do crazy shit. Nowadays, we got our kids, they don't got no guidance. They come outside, they doing all types of insanity. And the parents is too busy at home thinking about racism that their own party is creating. That's why people can't tell me nothing, fam. I've been right too many times about this stuff. That's why can't nobody tell me nothing. That's why you can't tell me nothing. I've been consistently right. I'm gonna tell you who I am. I'm that dude that got people that say everything that I say is wrong because they want to be the one that's right finally. You understand what I'm saying? So even though I'm right consistently, they want to make sure they say I'm wrong every time, so that one time that they catch me that I'm wrong, or that one time that I'm off on something, they can say, I know it, and act like everything that I said was wrong. Forever. I never knew anything, because I was wrong once out of hundreds of times. We got to do better, yo. We got to do better. We got to stop thinking everything ain't racist, man. They're paying, black people are paying people to be racist against other black people. And y'all don't think this is a problem? You don't think this is a problem? You think that's okay? I'm going to tell you something, because a lot of y'all never left y'all block. I've lived in about 8 different states. America's not as racist as you think. New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts, Virginia, Richmond, Georgia, Tennessee. I was down in like Maryland, DC area, but I wouldn't really say I lived there. And there's probably a couple of more places if I really decided to really think about it. But the point that I'm making is, fam, America's not as racist as the Democrats try to tell you it is. It isn't, I promise you. Us as black people got more problems with our own people than we have with any other race, fam. I promise you, it's not as racist as you think it is. Y'all gotta get off of that. Are they racist people? Absolutely. But most of the racist people I know is black. I'm being honest with you. Because once again, most of the Caucasian people I come into contact with, they don't even think about race. Like, it's not even a thought. They don't think about it. She fine. They don't even think about it. I promise you. But then you got our own people that every single thing we do has to revolve around us being black. Not us being smart, not us being capable. Everything. I want to just sometimes do stuff because I want to do it, not because of my ethnicity. That's crazy. Sometimes I just want to go do shit. I'm not sitting around thinking, oh, I'm black, I gotta do this. Oh, I'm black, I gotta do that. I'm gonna tell you the last time I thought that. So when I was going into high school, I didn't know how to play basketball. I hooped a little, but it was nothing serious. My sport was football and baseball. We played baseball every day in my backyard. That's what I played. What ended up happening was, the summer before I went to high school, I said, I can't go to high school and be black and not know how to play basketball. So I took the whole summer off. I didn't hang out with my friends. I did nothing but practice basketball. I did nothing. I didn't go hang out with my friends. I didn't go hang out with nothing. Nothing. I didn't go to no family functions, no events, no nothing. I woke up 8:30, 9 o'clock. I woke up 8:30 every day. Got to the park by myself about 8:39 every day. Played until about 1 o'clock by myself every day. Then I went to the other park where the street ball legends was, and I watched them for hours until I understood basketball. That's the last time I did something like that. We should be allowed to be who our authentic selves are. Now, I'm not saying that, I don't know, because people be like, there's like 100 genders and shit. I think there's 2. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about we should be able to figure out, what do God want us to do with our life? Like, anybody else think about that? Like, I literally sit around all day thinking, what do God want me to do next? Does anybody else sit around thinking about that? Like, I literally sit around thinking about that. Where does God want me to go next? What does God want me to do next? These are thoughts I have. I don't know what anybody else is thinking. I have no idea. People are crazy. I have zero idea what anyone else is thinking. But that's what I think. That's why, if you, like, in my community, that's why 1 month I might be working with a youth organization. I stay at my local church. I go and I help the kids out in the park where I live at. A little bit of basketball. I do stuff with them. I'm going to try to do more stuff with them this summer. But that's what I do with my life. I donate my time and energy to the community. Period. Good morning. I ask God, what does he want me to do? And then I try to follow that as closely as I can. This is the type of time we should be on, fam. And that's why you see me do a lot of the things that you see me do. That's why I'm out here doing a lot of the things that I do. Because nothing is for me. You understand? Every single thing that we have is for the glory of God. Everything that we think, everything that we do, everything about us is for the glory of God, period. That's bugging, yo. How is an organization that's supposed to be for minorities paying people to be racist against the group that they're supposed to be advocating for? And just so we could be clear, when you look in it like they board or they meeting room or whatever that was, I got a picture of it. I can't show it to y'all right now. When you look into they like where they operate at, they're all people of color. They all people of color. You got to do better, man. Y'all got to pick better leaders. And just so we could be clear, so now we're finding out that all of those things that they were basically saying that was against Trump, we're finding out that it was all manufactured. And I promise you the Democrats aren't going to stop saying it. They're not going to lose those talking points. Even though we now all know it's all manufactured, even though we now all know it's all fake, they're not going to stop saying it. They think you're stupid. They think you're stupid. And when I say they think you're stupid, I'm not talking about the American people. I'm talking about the people that vote for them. They think the people that vote for them is stupid. All right? Morning. That's crazy. Watch. There are a lot of people that I know that are pro-Democrat. And I've been trying to explain to them for a long time with kid gloves. Because I love them. These are friends of mine. I care for them. And I've been trying to explain for a long time about a lot of this stuff that's coming out now. I hope none of them feel like they have to. I'm not looking at nobody crazy. You understand? I was tricked before too. I was foolish enough to be on that side of the line. You know? Morning. All right. Have a blessed day. Appreciate it. I was over there before. I was on the plantation. You know? Because of the things that was going on in my life and the things that was happening, his guy tried so hard to blow smoke in my direction while he's driving by in the car. Black people. Black people. Always the problem. I've been out here for 33 minutes. The first person to come by and try to actively create an issue with me, a black person, they're always the problem. That's the _1 reason why I could never be racist towards other genders. Pardon me, other genders. I can't do that either. Be racist towards other races, ethnicities. Because realistically speaking, the only ethnicities that's ever did anything to me bad has been black people. Period. I don't think, like, if you go through the entirety of my life, maybe some Spanish people here and there, but it's been black people. I can never be racist. I love our people. But I'm 100% gonna call us on our bullshit every single time. Because if I don't, that means I don't love God. Now, if you understand that, how can I say I love God? How can I say I love Jesus and I don't love my brother enough to try to correct him? Explain that. I don't love my brother enough to try to correct him, but I love Jesus? How? Y'all better wake up, man. So, all right. So, real quick. Remember August, September, I told y'all, around April, May of this year, there were going to be arrests. The videos are still up. What's happening? There's arrests. There's people that are resigning from Congress and the Senate and all this other shit. Like I told y'all. Fam, pay attention. Now I'm going to tell you what's going to happen next. First, I'll explain while it's happening now. It's smart to do this as close to election. Good morning. It's smart to do this, what they're doing now, as close to the midterms as possible without being during the midterms. You don't want it really during the midterms. You understand? The two things that Trump has to do, or the Republican Party has to do, one is make sure that the voting shit is secured. Make sure that only American citizens could vote. I'm 100% with that. I don't understand why we would allow people that are not American. I don't understand how somebody who is not a citizen of whatever country it is can vote in that country. That doesn't even make sense to me. Not even a citizen of that. It don't make sense for me to go to Italy and start voting in Italy. What kind of damn sense does that make? It doesn't make any sense in any regard. It is what it is. So that I'm 100 on. I can't. What's up, my brother? All right. That I'm 100 on. There's nothing that can move me off of that, because it's common sense. Why would I want someone who doesn't live in this country, who isn't a citizen of this country, to determine this country's laws? Explain that to me. And before anybody says, you can't be free on stolen land, this land wasn't stolen, it was purchased. How about that? And the parts of America that wasn't purchased was conquered. It's not stolen. History is important. And labeling things appropriately is also important. They're tricking you. That's why they unalived Charlie Kirk, because Charlie Kirk was reaching the college kids. That's why they unalived them. You can't argue with facts unless, morning. The only way you can argue with facts or argue against facts is if the person that's viewing the argument is an idiot. That's the only way. You can't argue opinion against fact unless your audience is an idiot. Because if your audience is an idiot, then they're gonna accept the opinion over the fact. No sensible, reasonable adult is gonna accept an opinion over a fact. But that's what they got y'all doing. They got y'all accepting opinions over facts. I would love to talk about C-19, but my page gets in trouble every single time, so I'm not. I would love to drag that. A lot of y'all are injured, and it's gonna be through the rest of your lineage. You're gonna pass it to your kids. Your kids are gonna pass it to their kids. Their kids are gonna pass it to their kids. Their kids are gonna pass it to their kids. A lot of y'all went and got y'all DNA changed. The whole DNA. So basically, the voting, I'm not moving off of. And I don't care about removing just regular illegals. I don't care about that. I do care about removing criminals. That I care about. The problem is when ICE shows up to the jails to get the actual criminals, they refuse to give them to them. So therefore, ICE is in the streets. And then when ICE go to the streets to pick up the people because they keep letting them out of damn jail, then the liberals say they're terrorizing people because they know stupid people are gonna go for that. How can you, if somebody has, and just so we could be clear, they keep saying, do you got a warrant for this person's arrest? They are an illegal. It's not the same type of warrant. It's different. They're not a citizen. Like, this is common sense stuff. Like, this is just common sense. This is stuff anyone over the age of 16 should know. You don't even got to be an adult. This is common sense stuff, y'all. Those 2 points, I'll never move off of. I want the criminals gone. But because of the way that the Democrats roll, the liberals roll, we can't get rid of the criminals. We got to get rid of everybody. That's nobody's fault. That's the Democrats' fault. That's the liberals' fault. That's not the Republicans' fault. That's not ICE's fault. And just so we could say how crazy the liberals are, I'm going to just add a little bit more onto that. Donald Trump has deported far less immigrants, illegals, than Obama. But when Obama did, the same people that's mad at Trump now clapped for Obama. Democrats aren't going to win anything. They're going to lose so many elections coming up because they can't cheat. They know that they can't win unless they cheat. By the time the midterms come up, they're going to have this whole situation fixed so the Democrats can't cheat. The number of seats that they're going to lose, the number of races that they're going to lose is going to be so incredible. That's why they're already trying to say Donald Trump is trying to steal something. How can you be trying to cheat an election when you're trying to make it more secure? Also, why do Democrats and liberals think black people are so stupid that we don't know how to get IDs? And why aren't more black people upset that Democrats think we're so stupid that we can't get IDs? Shit. I got like the street sweeper over here, and he's about to tear up this block right here and sweep all this shit. I think I'm gonna move out the way for a minute when he start coming this way. I don't want to let shit flying in my face. The Democrats have been tricking y'all. We need more comprehension skills, man. More. Like, I don't know what to call it. Morning, my brother. Oh, I think something wrong with his machine. He's trying to figure it out. This guy's putting down water, though, so salute to him. Yeah, so I come over here. Sometimes I go all the way out there. But when I go out there, then black people are going to attack me. It's not worth it. Morning, my brother. Yeah? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm gonna go across the street while this guy. I don't know. What is he doing? Oh, he just shook. So I want to be clear about this. I say that all the times. I want to be clear about this. No misunderstanding. If the Democrats have been paying for people to do racist things to black people and to other minorities, how could you minorities stay attached to the Democratic Party? Explain that to me. Explain that to me. So you mean almost all of these situations that Republicans have been screaming, that Democrats have been screaming about for the last 10 years, 15 years, have all been paid for by the Democratic and Liberal Party, and all of the racism they've been screaming about have been being paid. Damn! Fam, this is bananas! So you're trying to tell me all of this stuff that the Democrats have been yelling from the top of the mountain? Racism over here, racism over there. They were the ones paying the people to do it. There's a reason why when I stop dealing with people, I never deal with you again. There's a reason. Shit like that. I show up, I promise you, I'm gonna give you all of the love. I'm gonna be sincere. I don't have no ill intentions. I only wanna help. And then as soon as you show me I shouldn't be dealing with you, that's kinda it. And that's how I feel about the Democratic Party and the liberals. Bananas. Wait, hold on. I go right there. Shit is crazy, yo. Alright, this is the. Oh, shoot. Is my camera? Should I wipe this off? I don't think that helped anything. Whatever. Yo, but that's crazy. There are a lot of people that they think they're so smart and they think they're so much better than you because that's how Democrats think, right? They're so smart, they're so much better than you. And they've been following around people that's been gaslighting them for how many years now? Morning. And they've been following around people that have been gaslighting them. They've been following around people that have been lying to them. They've been following around people that's supposed to advocate for them, but instead of advocating for them, they're the ones that's actually doing the stuff against them. They're the ones that's actually being racist against them. They're the ones that's actually holding them back. Now, mind you, if the Democrats are funding, if the Democrats are funding these organizations that attack minorities, then what do you think their bills are doing? When they pass bills, what do you think their bills are doing? You think they doing stuff in Congress for these same minorities? I'm going to explain to you what's happening. All right, morning. A lot of this stuff that they go against Trump on, morning. They're going against Trump because it'll help us. And if we get help, especially black people, if we get help, then and we do better, then the Democratic Party can't keep saying you gotta vote for us because of racism. You gotta vote for us because of this. Y'all in poverty. Everything's bad. You gotta vote for us. But the Republicans is saying, I want to put more money in the individual American's pocket, and the Democrats are saying they don't want you to have the money. They want the money to go to the government, and then the government decide how to use it to best help you, because you can't even get an ID. If you pay attention to what the Democrats is pushing, I'm sorry, but it just makes the people who vote for them look like they don't know nothing. And I'm saying that being a person that voted Democrat, and then, you know, a couple of years after that, looked back on the situation and was like, shit, I was stupid. Damn right I voted Democrat before morning. And now I look back at it like I was stupid. The policy that they were even pushing that I thought was a good idea, turns out wasn't even a good idea. And before anybody say everything the Republicans do is right, it ain't. It's just what Trump is doing right now is Trump has his policies that he want to put in place. But the main thing he's doing is just trying to remove the shackles from the communities that feel like they have to vote for Democrats. He's removing the shackles. That's all he's doing. The fact that more black people and more minorities don't see this, I can't understand it. I'm just being honest with you. Imagine people being upset because their EBT doesn't allow them to buy stuff that it shouldn't allow them to buy in the first place. I never thought you should be able to buy soda with an EBT. Morning. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but I never thought you should be able to buy soda. You know what will cost less money? Have a blessed day. You know what will cost less money and be more healthier? Go to the store, buy some tea bags and get some sugar. And keep tea with some lemon tea in your damn refrigerator. You don't need soda. You'll be able to make more tea. Tea's good for you. You're going to be living in that more healthy lifestyle. So, no, I don't see no reason why. I'm going to tell you what the issue is. We don't have the grandmothers like when I was growing up, that every woman in the house learned how to cook. We don't have those no more. The grandmothers that was in my age growing up, every girl knew how to cook. A lot of the boys knew how to cook. There was discipline. It wasn't because there was respect. So we don't have that no more in our communities. We don't have that type of discipline in our communities. We don't have that type of respect for our elders in the community. Partly it's because there's a lot of older people outside looking crazy. But also partly it's because there's a lot of young kids that's growing up in households where they can't respect their own mother and father. So why would they respect somebody that they don't even know? Y'all have replaced your child respecting you with your child fearing you. Y'all think those things are the same. They're not. You want your child to respect you. You don't want your child to fear you. I don't want my child to be scared to come to me with something. So if you really want to know what's going on, that's it. This guy's like kind of like fake smoking a cigarette. He was walking across the street, and like he's not really inhaling it, none. He just where'd he go right now? Anyway, shout out to him. But yeah, these kids is growing up in households where they can't even respect their parents because their parents is outside doing weird shit, or their parents just ain't respectable individuals. We need to get more of that. We need to get respect back in the household. Period. That's important. We need to get a lot of this bullshit out of the schools that's in the schools. I don't want schools socially engineering kids. I want kids to learn how to read and write and count and think. These kids don't even know how to think. They out here struggling with simple addition. Kids is coming home and spending all of their time outside until it's time to go to bed. What do you think is going to happen after 3-4 years of that? How prepared could that child be for the world? How prepared could that child be for the world? So a lot of Trump's policies are made to break those type of chains. I'll give you an example. He wants to take out all of that LGBTQ stuff out of the schools. I do too. Our kids could barely read, write, and count. I'd rather us focus on that. Good morning. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'd rather us focus on that. There's kids out here right now, 15, 16 years old, could barely read, barely write. Because they whole time when they was in school, other stuff was happening. Now just imagine 10 years from now, how many kids is not going to be able to read and write because they spent all their time in school doing LGBTQ stuff and hating Trump and all of this stuff that don't have anything to do with them growing up and getting a job. None of this has anything to do with them feeding their family. None of this has anything to do with that. You know what I want them to put back in schools? High schools, obviously, not elementary schools. I want shop class in every single high school. Every single kid should learn how to build the damn chair and the table. That's what I want. Every kid should know how to build a chair and a damn table. These are things that's important. These are important. A lot of this stuff is crazy what they doing. Don't make sense. Good morning. A lot of this stuff don't make sense, fam. Honestly, not even capping. Let's talk about Iran for a minute. I just want to be clear about something. Oh man, I'm trying to feed a crow so bad. I want a crow. I'm trying to explain something. I don't know how correct I am on this, but I expect by the end of the year, I mean, we already know about some of the indictments that's coming out because of money stealing and all this other shit. But I expect by the end of the year, we're going to hear more talk of treason. We're going to hear a lot of talk about treason. We're going to hear a lot of talk about how our politicians, both Democrat and Republican, have been helping enemies of the country. You're going to hear a lot of conversation about this. I promise you. I'm going to explain something. The reason why the Trump-Iran talks is going terrible is because there's people in our government, good morning, because there's people in our government contacting Iran, basically telling them like things, like they can make a deal and you don't got to worry about this and don't worry about Trump, we got him. Good morning. Okay, that's my type of girl. Just so we can be clear, they're calling over there and speaking with the people over there, and because of the things that they're saying to the people over there in Iran and whatnot, that's why it's so hard for Trump to do a deal. And that's why they've been trying to undermine all of Trump's deals. This is not a new thing. They've always been trying to undermine Trump's deals. I need to explain this to y'all because I told y'all this before. Trump is trying to remove income tax. Trump is trying to get rid of income tax. I've been telling y'all this for the longest. Trump is trying to make it so that instead of us paying income tax to the government at the end of the year or whenever, monthly or whatever, we get checks from the government. That's what Trump is trying to do. The Democrats is against this. And the reason why the Democrats is against this is because the Democrats steal a lot of the money that's tax money. They steal a lot of the tax money. So they're against removing taxes. They're against tariffs because they know that tariffs can remove taxes. Now, I want y'all to go do a little bit of history. We did not always have income tax. Income tax was created during World War I because we needed money to fund the war. They got rid of income tax after like a couple of years, and then they brought it back for like one more year. The people voted it back down, and then later on, they was able to convince the American people that income tax was good, and we've been paying it ever since. But income tax is not what y'all think it is. The country could run just fine off of tariffs. We make more money off of tariffs than I believe we could make off of income tax. But they can't steal the tariff money. It's not set up yet. That's all this is about. The Democrats need to fund their NGOs because their NGOs do all their side projects. So somebody is going to say, Jack, Democrats ain't stealing no money, you crazy. What happened to Ilhan Omar? She was like 30 million, and then now all of a sudden she doesn't even have 1 million, she doesn't even have 200,000 now, but she was at 30 million just a minute ago. How is that a thing? I don't like her personality. I don't like loud people. Like, and when I say loud, I don't mean talking loud. I mean people that try to. I like women to be women. It is what it is. I like women to be women. I don't like masculine women. That's not for me. Shout out to that shit. Yeah. I'm not into dudes. Alright? I'm not into dudes. I don't like masculine women at all. Any masculinity. I can't do it. Like, I literally can't do it. Like, I literally can't do it. I find masculine women extremely unattractive. Just is what it is. I grew up in a different era. A lot of these dudes nowadays that's coming up, they don't even know what a feminine woman look like. I feel bad for the men and women. I feel bad for the people of today, man. Y'all have no idea how beautiful our community was and how well we treated each other when we was in some of our hardest times. We just treated each other better. I was alive in the 80s, fam. It was hard. There was just burned down, abandoned buildings everywhere. There was stray dogs, just gangs of stray dogs. You might run into 3 of them. You might run into 10 of them. Everywhere. There's broken bottles and dog crap everywhere. But I also remember being 7, 8 years old, walking around the Bronx, 5, 6 miles, 3, 4 miles, and nobody did nothing to me. I also probably walked, even at that age, like somebody you should probably leave alone. But 7, 8 years old, I'm walking around the Bronx, then nobody do nothing to me. Because there was morals. Even though you had people doing terrible things, children was off limits. You only had to worry about other children back then. The kids getting kidnapped and stolen? Absolutely, that shit happens. It happens now, it happened then. But it wasn't something that was so prevalent. People cared about one another. Nowadays, I don't feel like people care about one another. I'm just being honest with you. Nowadays, I think people are so self-centered and they're so everything is about them. Nothing is about anybody else. Nothing. Everything is about them. We only an hour in. I'm thinking about heading back to the crib. I didn't get no coffee. I didn't get, it says 9, it's 9:11. I didn't get no coffee. I didn't get no nothing this morning. I'll talk about Iran for a second and explain what I believe is going on over there. So Trump can't get a deal done in Iran, and it's probably because of American politicians. But this is what I believe he's doing. I believe he's allowing the American politicians to do what they're doing because he'd rather just put them in jail. That's why I think treason is going to come up before the end of the year. Like serious talks of people being, or people having had committed treason. That's a bird. Like serious talks. Not just this thing they talking about with Obama. Obama's a president. Even if he did it, they probably wouldn't be able to get him. You understand? Like even if Obama did whatever the thing that they're accusing him of doing and it was treasonous, they probably can't get him. But I heard Trump say something the other day. And this is why Trump is going as hard as he is. He said they tried to put my son in jail for something that he did not do. Nigga said they tried to put my son in jail for something that he did not do. I'm going to tell you what I find absolutely hysterical. So every single thing that they have so far accused Trump of doing, he has actually not done. Everything that they've accused him of doing so far has been a lie. The closest thing that they've accused him to doing, which is the truth, is something that he did do but wasn't a big deal, but they turned it into a big deal and made it 32 felonies or 34 felonies or whatever the case is. But almost every single thing that they have accused Trump of doing, he's innocent of. It's been proven he's innocent of. Almost everything. So this is what I'm going to say. What I don't understand is, how are people still so quick to think that these things can be true? Like somebody's going to come out with a lie on Trump again, and I don't know, today. And the Democrats is going to run right with it. The Democrats are going to, the idiots, the liberals are going to immediately just believe it. Even though all these other things have been lies. Even though all of these other things that they have accused Trump of doing or being a part of or whatever the case is has been proven to be lies, the next lie that come out, the Democrats are going to believe it. I got people that do that to me. I got people that do that to me. No matter how many lies get proven to not be true about me, as soon as you tell the next lie, they jump right on board with it because those people don't like you. They know that you're not, they know that you're innocent. They know the thing you're being accused of you didn't do. They know it. They just don't like you and they want to do Satan's will. That's it. Don't hate people, because once you hate a person, Satan got you by the balls. Satan can manipulate you in so many different ways once you start hating people. That's why God says to forgive. God needs you to forgive people. One of the reasons is so Satan can't manipulate you into doing evil. That's why I'm a person that if I have to forgive, good morning, that if I got to forgive you of anything big, I'm just never going to speak to you again. If it's big, like if it's little, small, regular shit, even medium, we could probably still be cool. But if I got to forgive you of some super crazy, I can't believe this happened thing, I'm probably never going to speak to you again. And I don't care who you are. Don't care. I don't apologize for things that I did not do wrong. You getting killed. Get out of here. I'm going to explain something to y'all. Satan is always going to try to get you to accept blame for things that you have not done wrong. Stay strong in the faith. Satan is always going to do things. Always gonna. Satan is so evil. I can't even explain. There's a dude that came in here. His name is Black Cuddy. I'm not gonna talk bad about him, but if I wanted to, I could. All right, just so we can be clear. I'm not gonna talk bad about him, though. I'm not gonna lie. I would love to roast him, just for the hell of it, right? But I'm not gonna speak bad about the man, because he got his own problems, he got his own issues, he got his own situation. No, it is what it is. But I do want to remind people of this. Some of y'all live in poverty because of where your heart is at. Because if God wants you to have something, he'll give it to you. You don't even need money. If God wants you to have something, he's going to give it to you. You don't even need to have wealth. If God wants you to be at a place, you're going to be there. You don't even need to ask. You understand? God's will above everything. So sometimes we should probably change the way that we conduct ourselves. Because I'm blessed. I don't get on here and talk crap, but I am so blessed. And the further I got away from y'all people, the more blessings came to me. So there's no way in the world I'm ever going to apologize for something that I did not do wrong. Good morning. Not going to happen. That's like I don't believe in God. That's like I don't think God got my back. That's like I don't think God is pulling up for me. God pull up for me every time, fam. Every damn time.
Oh, I don't know if you get it, huh?
Oh man, let me go over here. Every damn time God pull up for me, fam. I'm blessed in so many different ways. Shout out to the Most High. Glory be to God. Jesus is King. Y'all problem was this, Mr. Black Cuddy. When I was talking about the Bible, when I was talking about Jesus, when I was talking about God, because I didn't say to you definitively, I'm talking about Jesus. Because I didn't say to you definitively, I'm talking about God. Because I didn't say to you definitively that I'm talking about the Bible. You thought I was just saying opinions. Y'all need to get closer to Christ. Y'all need to get closer to Christ. You see, and I believe that the word is in my heart, just so we can be clear. And I also believe that when the word is in your heart, you just speak the word. You don't, like, it's just normal conversation. And people who love Jesus, they're gonna gravitate. So I'm gonna tell you, I just want to share this real quick. So I'm gonna tell you what's so dope. So sometimes me and my friend Joel, dope dude, pastor, sometimes we go to different churches. And the dope part is, when I show up at these different churches, sometimes people be knowing me. Sometimes for this. So I know my word is reaching people that love Jesus. I wish I could reach some of them other people like Black Cuddy that might not have Jesus in their life and convince them to come to Jesus. I wish I could do that. I'm pretty sure I'm not, because these people are waiting for me to apologize for a thing that I didn't do wrong. So they already on the wrong side of faith. Just so we can be clear. Yeah, for everybody that don't know, like, one of my main friends that I hang out with, he's a pastor, fam. We work for the church, fam. Matter of fact, I got to pull up to the church today. We got work to do at the church today. We got work to do at the church tomorrow. You hating the wrong one, fam. I just don't be on here telling everybody what I'm doing every 5 minutes. Hating the wrong one, fam. Get that shit out your heart. That's why your situation is the way your situation is, man. Just give it all to Jesus. Morning. All right? So y'all keep seeing me say hi to everybody. Those is mostly like just bus drivers and shit. Because they all know who I am. And they rock with me. So these are just random bus drivers. They just know who I am and they rock with me. Man, y'all hating the wrong one. You're literally, I get it. Your pride is too much for you to admit that y'all treated me badly all of this time and I actually was not the one that was wrong. You were. I get it. But I don't even want an apology. So you don't even got to apologize. Just stop being a dick. Now I just kicked you and I'm not unkicking you. And all you have to do is not be a dick. That's it. I've been doing social media for a lot of years and I've been telling y'all I don't care about apologies. I only care about changes of behavior. I'm not weak. I don't need somebody to apologize to me. I think that's weakness. Do I think people should apologize if you feel it in your heart? Yes, because I apologize when I feel it in my heart. Don't get it confused. But I think needing an apology is weakness. Now, is there certain things that you would expect a person to apologize for, whether you want an apology or not? I guess. But I don't ever need an apology for anything. I care about changes of behavior. That's it. Everything else is gaslight. People are real quick to apologize to you just so they could do the thing to you that they just apologized for. So I don't care about apologies. I think that's weakness. Notice, we've been on social media, what, 7, 8 years, 9 years, more than that, since 06? You will not hear me ever saying that I need anybody to apologize about anything over that whole entire time. It's not me, fam. I only care about changes of behavior. I don't care about apologies. Apologies don't mean nothing. A mofo will apologize to you, and then in that same breath, do the same thing to you that they apologizing for. I don't care about apologies. Shout out to you, though. I hope you're doing well. Black Cuddy. But I'm just kicking people. And I don't care. God got me. Anybody that's new, those people used to be, there's people that used to be a part of this community and they just did some really fucked up shit to me. I'm gonna say it like that because it really was terrible. They just did some really terrible things to me. And then after they did these terrible things to me, they then tried to like flip it around to try to make it seem like I was the one that did something wrong. You understand what I'm saying? But these ain't good people at all. These is not God-fearing people. Let's get back on Iran real quick. So I want to be clear about this Iran situation. The reason why they can't get rid of it, and the reason why it's still going on, in my belief, is because the Democrats, I would never date a woman over 30. I just wouldn't. Ever. There's not even a question. I'd rather die. That's a little exaggerated. I would definitely date a woman over 30. But there's like, they send like dope fiends and crackheads around to try to pick me up all the time. The shit is crazy. The shit is fucking bananas. Like they always send like dope fiends and crackheads around to like, or ex-dope fiends and crackheads. Like what the fuck? I'm single right now, but if you've seen the females I've dated in my life, alright? If you've seen the females I dated in my life, man, these is all like 8s and up. Like I'm not even capping. Like I've dated like almost all 8s and up. Like I'd rather be single than be dating somebody I don't find attractive. Period. What the fuck? Tell you a funny story. I have a relative who the first time he saw Kendra, he got so mad and jealous at her. He was so pissed because she was so fine. He was so pissed. I'm never gonna forget that. He looked at her and then spent like the next 5 or 10 minutes trying to convince her to leave me. No cap. Well, I'm standing right there. I'm looking at this thing. She's like, nah. What are you talking about? He was just saying like lies about me that they like try to try to put out into the world and shit. And so he was just saying lies. But I don't think he knew how long I knew Kendra. So he didn't know I already knew Kendra like a year or so. So I knew her long enough for her to know that these things were lies. He was so mad. I want to say who it is, but I ain't. He was so mad. So mad. Kendra was so fine. Then, so what he did was, he's going to know who he is. So what he did was, he immediately went to like a thing, to like, is that before or after? No, I think he only heard about Kendra before that. I think that was the first time he met her. So he was dating this bad shorty. I ain't even gonna cap. She was bad. And he started bringing her around. They broke up though. Me and Kendra broke up. But he dated some bad shorties though. So I don't even know why he was feeling that way. You know, more than my brother. He dated some bad shorties though. Like, so I don't even know why he was feeling that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, he dated some baddies. You know, like some this one shorty he was dating was like a lawyer. And she was like a fitness enthusiast. Like, it was crazy. Like, she was fine. So I don't know what his problem is. I think it's just that he didn't want me to be with anybody that was practicing. Good morning. Oh, he wanted to use the bathroom. Yeah. Have a blessed day. I would date a girl over 30 or 35. I was just saying that because there was this chick standing, there was this lady standing across the street staring at me. And first of all, her wig was terrible. Like, what the fuck? I wouldn't date anybody based on age or nothing like that. If I met somebody right now, they was 50 years old and we click, we click. I don't think that's what God wants for me though. I think God wants me to have another child, but you know, whatever happens, happens. What do I know? I think God want to wake up something that's inside of me. Good morning. I think God wants to wake up something that's inside of me. Like, I feel it there too. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't want to show it to the world. I don't think we live in a society right now where you could be a good person and people love you. I think that we live in a society where if you're a good person, people just don't like you. I could be wrong. That's what I think though. That's why I keep my circle small. Because I'd rather be a good person than have friends. Yeah. I'd rather be a good person. I'd rather be somebody that God want me to be and have friends. Period. That's not even a question. If I got to choose between anything and God, I'm choosing God. And I think a lot of times people don't understand like the choices that they making. I don't think people really understand. I think the Bible has been just taught wrong and taught from the perspective of hurt individuals. You know, a lot of these churches, they have people in there preaching, and these people are hurt. You know, they read in the Bible from a place of pain in their heart. And God wants us to rejoice in his name. God wants us to be happy in his name. If y'all understood how easy it is to make God pull up for you, because he wants to. God wants to do good for every last one of us. God wants every last one of us to be happy. Every last one of us. It's not a God wants those people to be happy and those people to be miserable. God loves all of us. It's not that hard to get his attention. The problem is, if people want to show God that they love him. You know, because he loved us first. Are you prepared to show God that you love him? Is that a thought? I wake up many days, not every single day, but I wake up many days thinking, what can I do for God? And that's my, like, early in the morning. Through the course of every single day, I think, am I doing enough for God? What more could I do for God? Not for him as much as in his name. Like, this is how, this is, so I don't know what anybody else is doing. I also don't have some of the situations that other people have. Like, my situation is drastically different. But my situation is different because of the blessings that I receive from the Lord because of my dedication to him. That's why my situation is different. It's not luck. I haven't tricked anybody. See, that's another reason why some of these people don't like me. They consider what I'm doing to be tricking people when all I'm doing is magnifying the Lord's name. And that's why I say these people are satanic and they don't love God. Because anytime I'm magnifying the Lord's name or anytime I'm doing something to make the Lord's name more prominent, to these people, they think I'm doing a grift. How? I don't even ask for anything. It's not even a thing I want. Like, literally, it's not a thing I want. I guess to have a wife and a child and have a family. That's about it. Other than that, there's not a thing I want. Like, I have no other wants in the world. Except for, like, you know, having somewhere to live and eat and stuff like that, obviously. But I don't have wants. Yeah, I don't have wants. I don't know. I think she's smoking a cigarette. I don't know if she's trying to smoke a cigarette. Oh, she got to go down to the other way. I don't got a card, so I can't give her. I can't help her for her. So that's what this is about. Like, we got to get closer to God, man. Every single day. That's what I think. Like, what can I do? I don't even, I just want to talk about this for 2 seconds. This is what you don't understand. I don't even do anything to, like, do anything. I don't come outside to play. I don't do any of these things. I don't go hang out with people. I don't do anything. If I'm not outside doing something for God, I'm home. Like, I'm literally just home. Until I can figure out something to do that God want me to do that might help other people. If I can't do something to help other people, I'm generally, is that a bee? If I can't do something to help other people, I'm generally just home. This is the guy y'all hate. I don't get it. If I don't have no way to magnify the Lord's name, if I'm not doing nothing like that, if I'm not helping somebody, I'm at home. This is the guy y'all hate. What happened was, y'all believed that weirdo and his lies about me. Now you stuck on that side of the fence. All right. All right. Everybody say hi to me. I don't know half of these people. Some of them I know. Some of them I see around, but I don't know half of these people. I'm assuming they know me. Shout out to that. We got to be closer to God, man. Got to stop allowing. So this is, I'm going to talk a little bit about the Democratic Party because I believe them to be demonic. Right? I believe they demonic. And I'm not talking about the people that vote. I'm talking about the people that's running the party, just so we can be clear. The people that vote, just vote. I voted Democrat before, multiple times, and I didn't do it for any negative reasons. I did it for reasons I thought were good reasons. Turned out later, maybe it wasn't the best. Maybe the Democrats was lying to me. The thing that they said, the thing I voted for never happened. This is the best way to understand how politics go, right? Pay attention. The Democrats promise you things they can never get you, Mayor Mondani. The Republicans promise you things that the Democrats is going to do everything they can to prevent from happening. Trump. Now, this is like this with every politician. You understand? So every time Democrats is promise you things that they can't even give you, that it's not even possible. It's not possible for him to make fucking buses free. That's not a thing that's possible. Just the shit people believe, the things people believe. So that's not even a thing that's possible. Now, Trump said, I want to replace tariffs with taxes. Everybody benefits from that. That's possible. That was the thing at one point. We used to get so many tariffs that, you know, income tax wasn't even a thing until the First World War. This is all documented. You can literally just Google this. Yeah, you don't got to believe me. But the Democrats want y'all to pay taxes. The Democrats, when they talk about y'all paying taxes, y'all like, yeah. But then, in that same conversation, they'll say Trump want to raise y'all taxes, and y'all gonna be like, no. And then in that same conversation, they'll say, well, we can do this other thing for y'all, but we gonna raise y'all taxes, and y'all gonna go, yeah. You understand? This is mental illness. That's mental illness. Soon as, do you understand that the Democrats have their base arguing against removing taxes? Now I definitely feel overdressed. I might play basketball today. The Democrats have their base arguing against removing taxes. The Democrats have their base arguing that getting rid of taxes is a bad thing, that we need taxes, that they want taxes. Now they got all of these reasons why taxes can't go anywhere. That's mental illness. I wish I had my other thing because I can't put my coat on this one. The other one I can put my coat on. Now I'm looking over here looking for something to hang my coat on. I want to take my coat off. Matter of fact, I'm gonna leave my coat. Because I started sweating a little, and then I took my coat off, and then the wind hit me, and it was uncomfortable. So, this is crazy. So, just so we can be clear, in the Iran situation, allegedly, there's Democratic politicians calling over there, talking to them, and convincing people to go against the things that Trump wants to happen, because they think that they have time. Now, I'm going to tell you what's going to end up happening. Trump is going to bomb them niggas back to bedrock. I promise you. He's going to bomb them like they ain't never been bombed before. And you want to know why? Because he has to get all of this done before midterms. And there's a ton of other things that he has to do also, so he can't stay on this. He can't just sit here on this one thing. For midterms. It is what it is. So expect, if these guys continue to decide that they don't want to come to any kind of, deal that the Trump administration will want them to, expect for there to even be boots on the ground. And I'm not against that. And for anybody that's gonna say, yeah, but you putting our troops' lives in danger. These guys all signed up for the army. None of these guys are drafted. You know how many of those army people can't wait to be boots on the ground? Y'all talking like cowards. Y'all talking like people go to the military to not fight. Most of these people that's in the military, they can't wait to shoot shit up. What are you talking about? Have y'all even met anybody from the military? I'm not talking about the dudes that handle paperwork. I'm talking about the dudes that actually be out there getting busy. Y'all think that those guys don't want to go fight? You're crazy. So I don't want to hear putting our troops' lives in danger. They signed up for this. They ain't get drafted. Nobody pulled them over there and forced them to get a machine gun. They was sitting at home at one point in their life, or wherever the hell they were, and they said, military is the best thing for me. And then they went and signed up. Have y'all even met a Marine? I don't think there's a Marine that exists that's not ready to go right now and be boots on the ground in any country I name. I'm talking about the old ones too. Have you even met a Marine? Morning. Have y'all met a Marine? These guys want to go fight. These guys really are crazy. Marines really are crazy. This is not cap. They really got a couple screws loose. I mean, most of them is dope individuals that I've met. I'm talking about the ones I know. Good morning. Good morning. I'm talking about the ones that I know and that I've met. Really good, like, you'll just be surprised, man. You'll just be surprised. They want to go fight. You think these people are signing up for the military so they can sit at home? No, a lot of these guys are signing up for the military, all right, because they want to go fight. You understand? They want to. They making it sound like imagine being a whole nother country and our politicians is making our military look like they scared. Also, I wouldn't be too concerned with boots on the ground. We got a weapon that can make people crap themselves and throw up at the same time. I wouldn't even be too concerned with boots on the ground. I wouldn't be too concerned. I don't know what other kind of weapons our military have, but if we got a weapon that's a sonic weapon that can make people defecate themselves and throw up at the same time uncontrollably, I don't understand how we lose in any of these engagements. I don't understand how we could lose any of these engagements. Fofos is making you have involuntary freaking spasms, because that's what's happening. They're having involuntary spasms and it's shooting it out of both ends. The dude in Venezuela, the dude from Venezuela that was talking about that was like, they couldn't fight. Like, couldn't fight. Now, you add that to the fact that Iran already has most of their military destroyed, most of their weapons destroyed, most of their infrastructure destroyed. If we do boots on the ground over there, it's gonna be it. it's gonna be like a couple day operation. It probably won't even be a whole week. Wouldn't even be a whole week. It'll be a couple days. Wouldn't even be a whole week. Promise you. Shout out to the Most High. Glory be to God. Jesus is King. I want to point something out to y'all. Remember how I said I believe that he took the military to Iran because when they was in South America, the South American people weren't cheering enough. So he went and took care of the Iran situation, and then he might pull back around to the South American situation, right? If I'm wrong about that, if I'm wrong, then why did the Congo just start putting out content begging Trump to come save them? Because over in the Congo, the radical Muslims over there are murdering Christians and burning down churches. Why don't the Democrats want to help them? Why don't the Democrats want to help any of these Christians around the world? That's the question I have. Every time Trump says he's going to send the military to go save some Christians, the Democrats are against it. And just so we can be clear, Persians, Christians, not Muslims. Persians are the people who live in Iran. The more you know. People didn't even know that, right? How many Christians actually live in Iran? Didn't even know that, right? Because people in America got y'all believing that Christianity is an American thing. The white man made it to keep because of slavery. And y'all still believe that bullshit to this day. Like Christianity just all of a sudden started existing when slavery came about. I think we need to do, there's a reason why they stopped teaching civics in school and a reason why they started teaching social studies and went away. What happened was they used to teach civics. Civics is basically understanding how the government works. That's basically what civics is. It explains the laws, policies. It teaches you how government works. They replaced civics with social studies. Social studies is just giving an interpretation of what the history is. So whoever's writing the books at that point can say, well, this is what we believe happened, and that is what we believe happened. You understand what I'm saying? This is what we're going to say is the truth, and that is what we're going to say is the truth. But as far as civics go, civics would just be discussing how the laws in the government work. That wouldn't be up to interpretation. Gotta do better, man. Our people gotta do better, man. Everything ain't racist. Morning. Everything ain't racist, man. The Liberal Party is paying people to do racist things to black people. The Democrats are paying people to be racist against black people. And black people won't lead the Democratic Party, and they're the ones doing all the racism against us. I need somebody to explain this to me. Because I promise you, black people are still not going to leave the Democratic Party. Even if the Democrats came out and said that they don't like black people, I am 100% certain that the majority of black people will still not leave the Democratic Party. I don't think there's a thing that the Democrats could do. I think if the Democrats just came out openly and said, we worship Satan, that was just the thing that they do now. You know? That's just the thing that they do. Oh no, that guy's gay. Oh shit. Oh man. Fuck that guy. Pardon my language. I'm sorry about that. He did some super gay shit. I hope the Lord visits him immediately. I want the Lord to visit that guy immediately. Immediately. So hold on, just so we can be clear. Just so we can be clear. I believe if the Democrats openly said we worship Satan, I still don't think the majority of black people will leave the Democratic Party. Just my opinion. I think the majority of black people will 100% stay with the Democratic Party and might love them more. You're like, Joe Jack, why you say that? Because every single thing that the Democrats promote is anti-God. In the Bible, it says that parents are supposed to love their children and that the children are supposed to be obedient to the parent, right? What are the Democrats doing? The Democrats are trying to take people's children away from them in the school system. Just because the child, for whatever the reason is, think it's the opposite gender. So now the Democrats are allowing for that child to be taken away from that family. That goes against God. I'm sorry. Trying to turn a boy into a girl goes against God. I'm sorry. The Democrats promote agendas that just go against God. Imagine if almost all of the problems we have in the hood is simply because people refuse to worship God. Like, that's it. No, the cab was wrong. That was you, buddy. You got to the intersection first. You should have took the turn. That was you, buddy. If this was a regular street, then she should have went. But this isn't a regular street. There's a stop sign there and a stop sign here. It's a 3-way stop sign, 4-way stop sign, whatever the heck. That means whoever gets to the intersection first has the right of way. He should have went. Y'all didn't see it, but he should have went. Why are all these birds coming over here now? What are y'all doing? Nobody threw no food down. There's nothing over here. That would found something, I guess. That ain't food, though. I don't even know. That's a seagull. Them guys that eat anything. What the hell? All right, they dissipated. Almost every agenda that the Democrats push is anti-God. I promise you, if we just started caring more about God in the community, a couple of things is going to happen. The first thing is we're going to have God in us more. You understand? So that means that the way I treat that person and the way that person treats me back is going to be more in alignment with how God wants us to treat each other. So that's one thing that's going to be great. Another thing that's going to be great is in the Bible it says, as long as 2 to 3 people come together in unison and speak his name, you know, and come to an agreement, that thing will be done. Now imagine if the hood, instead of coming to agreement on negative bullshit, decided to start coming to agreement on positive things that's going to help the community. Imagine. Like, that's literally what church is for. You do know that, right? That's what church is for. For us to be able to have community with one another. And then for us to be able to get together and be in agreement on things so we can have things happen in the real world. Y'all do know this, right? Like, I'm doing stuff, but I'm doing it behind the camera. Y'all can't see. So we can have things happen in the real world. Y'all do know this, right? The real reason why the hood is the way the hood is because the people in the hood aren't praying to the one and true only God, the God of the Bible, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And if we was doing that, and coming to agreement on things that can help better our community, God would make it happen. But we don't do that. Instead, we gossip. Instead, we hate. Instead, we try to figure out our differences. That's nice. Instead, we try to figure out our differences. Everything else other than something positive. We could come together when it comes to ratchet shit, but we can't come together when it comes to worshiping the Most High. That don't make sense to me. You got people that believe that politics and the Bible should be separate. I'm going to say go read Deuteronomy. Nothing in your life, good morning. Nothing in your life should be separate from God. Every single thing that involves your life should be in unison with the Most High. Nothing should be separated from God. How kind of sense does that make? God's a whole cheat code, fam. Y'all got to start thinking about it like that. God's a cheat code. You know, first you got to believe in him. You got to believe that Jesus came and he died for our sins. He's the only way to heaven. You got to believe that stuff. I believe that stuff. But God is a cheat code, fam. The reason why our community is the way that our community is because every other community worships a God. It don't even be the right one all the time. Sometimes it is, sometimes it ain't. But every other community worships some kind of God except for black people. You know what our God is? Alcohol. You know what our God is? Twerking. You know what our God is? Rap music. You know what our God is? Drill music. You know what our God is? Killing each other in the street over nothing. You know what our God is? Coming together and trying to ostracize somebody that thinks different. Those are our gods. Morning. All right. Morning. What we need to have as our God is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The one true Lord. That's who needs to be our God. And we need to come together and talk about him. We need to come together and have our testimony to one another. We need to come together and try to figure out how we're going to organize ourselves to be closer to the Most High. First and foremost. Everything else comes after that. Politics come after that. Sports come after that. Entertainment comes after that. Everything comes after that. We need more Bibles. Morning. We need more Bibles. We need Bibles in the schools. That's how much I feel about this. We need Bibles in the schools. We need the 10 Commandments in the schools. I think we should start saying a morning prayer in the schools. And we could stand there and do I pledge allegiance to the flag, which is fine with me. I got a flag on right now, fam. If we could do that, shout out to I don't think I can tell you what this is. Oh, I can't tell you what this is. It's an old shirt. But shout out to this guy, Gorillas. If I think we should do that, if we could do a pledge allegiance in the morning, we could say a prayer over the children's heads. Like I say, you should be saying a prayer over your child's head before they walk out the door every day. Every single day. When y'all wake up in the morning, before you walk out that door, you're supposed to say a prayer over your child's head. If you can't think of one, you don't have one, use Psalms 23. Say a prayer over your child's head before they walk out that door. Psalms 103, that's another good one. Psalms 131, that's another good one. Say a prayer over that child's head before they walk out that door. Stop letting your kids be friends with everybody. I'm going to tell you something that I can't stand. And it was worse when I was a kid. But the difference is, I think we just had different things we had to deal with in the hood back in the days. It was just different. But I don't like the fact that a child will come home from school and go outside and won't go back upstairs until it's time to eat dinner or go to bed. Or spend the whole entire day outside doing God knows what. See, now when I was a kid, our God knows what was riding bikes. Our God knows what was going to the pool. I can't swim, by the way. I almost drowned like 6 times. Our God knows what was climbing trees. The God knows what nowadays ain't the same. The God knows what nowadays is your little 12-year-old daughter smoking weed in some abandoned apartment with 6 kids. That are all 6 young boys. Who knows what's going to happen? Getting high. That's the God knows what that exists now. It's different. I remember going in, I was about 4 or 5 years old. Shout out to Ernest Gibbs. He was like my big brother when I was a kid. Once again, his mother, Puerto Rican. All of my friends growing up were some kind of Spanish. So we used to go in abandoned buildings and catch pigeons and then go sell the pigeons to the hustlers. Because everybody had a pigeon coop. A pigeon coop was on the top of almost every damn tenement building. So we would go inside of abandoned buildings. Floors is falling out from under us. You gotta get to the next floor. You gotta use it. You gotta climb on the damn railings. Like the building is literally falling apart. We walking on beams where we gotta put our feet like we doing a damn DUI test to get up to the other side. And then after you catch the damn pigeon, you gotta get all the way back downstairs with the pigeon. Them niggas was not easy to catch. Pardon my language, but those things was not easy to catch. They were just not easy to catch, man. But that's the who knows what they're doing outside. The God knows what they're doing. It's different. When I was a kid, we'd go ride bikes, and you had the kids that was outside doing a lot of other stuff, but it wasn't as many. You understand? Like, at least not where I was at or whatever. The only crazy stuff that was happening outside where I was at was mostly just violence. To be honest with you. A lot of violence. But no, it is what it is. A lot of violence. People got robbed all the time. Beat up. Shit like that. They have fast girls here and there. Don't get it confused. But now it's like almost every girl is fast. It's crazy. Like nowadays, if you find a woman that's in her 30s and that's 30 years old and she don't got like 25 bodies, you're probably fortunate. By the time a girl get like 30, she got like 20 bodies, man. That's crazy. That's insane. At least that's the way it seems. Oh, that's Homeboy's wife. Good morning. Hey,
How are you?
I'm chilling. Well, huh?
I haven't seen you.
Yeah, I be on the low. I be trying to avoid any BS. And I'm usually just at church.
Oh, good for you.
So, I'm waiting for your husband. I want to know when your husband want to play some basketball. I know y'all don't live there no more. I was playing at the park.
Oh, you saw him there?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, he was out there playing with some kids. Okay.
All right, just tell him I asked about him.
Alright.
Thank you. Her husband could hoop. Like her husband could hoop. Like you could tell he was a beast with it. He probably could have, I don't know if he did, but he could have probably went overseas and played basketball. Because I know dudes that went overseas to play basketball that is not as good as he is. I know a ton of people that went overseas and played basketball. I grew up in a neighborhood where everybody thought they was going to the NBA. And then when they figured out they wasn't going to the NBA, people settled for overseas because they really was nice. People really was, oh shoot, my battery about to die. We got a couple more minutes. Yeah, dudes really was nice. Not a game, not cat. Really was dead nice. Husband is nice. First of all, the dude jump shot is wet. That's one. Two, he's older now, and it looks like he's still got an incredible vert. So I know he was dunking it back in the day like it was nothing. Like me, my dunking back in the day was a little bit more difficult. I never really, like I had bunnies. I was dunking since like 9th grade, right? Wait, pardon me. 8th grade. I was dunking since the 8th grade. Wait, 9th grade. No, the 9th grade. That's the last year I was in 118. So I was dunking since the 9th grade. So I had hops. But I didn't use my hops for dunking. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I used my hops for like floating in the air and having like extra layups. You know what I'm saying? Like, I jumped for like long jumping more than jumping high. You understand what I'm saying? You know, because I want to break them down and I'm going to jump and then I'm going to take it up in the air and I'm going to over the back or I'm going to like, you know what I'm saying? Like, be a little fancy with it. Anyway, my battery is about to die. I'm gonna let y'all go. Just go out there in the world and do something worth doing, man. We have to, and us as black people, like all people, don't get this confused, but I'm speaking directly to my black people right now. We have to start wanting to be in God's graces. A lot of this other stuff gotta stop being so important. Like all of this other secular stuff that don't mean nothing has to stop being so important. A lot of this other stuff, we're holding it like it's of such great importance, and it shouldn't be that important. You understand? We need to get God in the front of our life. Before we even walk into a situation, God is supposed to be there. You understand? We got to get God in the front of our life. Oh, my battery's going to die. I'm going to holler at y'all later. I'm out. And now I got to see if I can press the button to turn it off. I don't know if I could. Oh, shoot. I'm out. Salute everybody. Have a blessed day. Oh, sheesh. Can I put the other phone? The screen got so dark, I can't. Maybe if I take it in the shade. The screen got so dark, I can't. There we go.